Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this performance of Wicked. We remind you that the taking of photographs is strictly forbidden. Also, please take this opportunity to turn off all cell phones, pagers, and beepers. We thank you for your cooperation and hope you enjoy the show.
Off to the assembly, dear.
She had a mother
and the Lambersons a little mixer, and the mother will swallow little lady to follow me down.
And from the moment she was born, she was, well, different. It's coming.
No.
The baby's coming.
And how?
I see a nose.
I see a curl.
It's a healthy, perfect, lovely little rose. What's wrong? How can it be? It's so toast. Like a froggy, dirty cabbage, the baby is so natural to me.
Take it away. Take it away.
So you see, it couldn't have been easy. Well, this has been fun. But as you can imagine, I have much to attend to. What with the wizard's unexpected departure, so if there are no further questions.
Linda! Is it true you were her friend?
Yes. Well, it depends on what you mean by friend. I did know her. That is, our paths did cross. At school. But you must understand, it was a long time ago. We were both very young.
Yes, I've always been green. No, I didn't eat grass as a child. Oh, this is my younger sister, Nessa Rose. As you can see, she's a perfectly normal color.
Alpha! Stop making a spectacle of yourself. Remember, I'm only sending you to this school for one reason.
I know. To look after Nessa.
My precious little girl. A parting gift.
Father. Jeweled shoes.
As befits the future governor of Munchkinland. Elphaba, you take care of your sister. Try not to talk so much.
Elphaba. Oh, what could he get me? I clash with everything.
Welcome, new students. I am Madame Marble, headmistress here at Shiz University. And whether you're here to study law, logic, or linguification, I know I speak for my fellow faculty members when I say we have nothing but the highest hopes for some of you. Oh, you must be the governor's daughter, Miss Nessa Rose, isn't it? What a tragically beautiful face you have. And you must...
I'm the other daughter, Elphaba. I'm beautifully tragic.
Well, I'm sure you're very bright.
Bright. She's phosphorescent.
Now, regarding room assignments. Is this regarding room assignments?
Oh no, Madame Marble, thank you for asking, but I've already been assigned a private suite. But you can all come visit me whenever you want.
Oh, how good of you.
You are so good.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Do you have a question?
Yes. You see, I am Belinda Upland of the Upper Uplands, and I've applied to your sorcery seminar. Indeed, that is my sole purpose in attending Shiz, to study sorcery with you. Perhaps you recall my entrance essay. Magic wands need to have a point.
Yes. However, I do not teach my seminar every semester, unless, of course, somebody special were to come along.
Well, exactly.
Madame Marble, we've not received our room assignment.
The governor made his concern about your sister's well-being quite apparent, so I thought it best she share my compartment where I can assist her as needed.
Oh, but I've always looked after my sister.
But he never mentioned you. Slight doubts, not a fret. We'll find some place to put you.
But Madam,
No, I don't even think she read my essay.
That is so unfair. You should say something.
Should I?
Attention! Which of you young ladies will volunteer to share with Miss Elphaba?
Madame Marble?
Oh, thank you, dear. Oh, very good. Isn't that good of her students? This young lady has her own private suite, yet she's good enough to share it. Oh, bravo. So, you see, Miss Elphaba, you can room with Miss Belinda.
Madame Marble, you don't understand.
To your rooms, young lady.
No, wait, Elphaba, please. But I promise.
Young gentlemen, to your rooms. Please let her go! How did you do that?
How did she do that?
You promised things would be different here.
You mean this has happened before?
Well, something just comes over me sometimes. Something I can't describe. But I'll try to control myself. Sorry, Miss.
What? Never apologize for talent. Talent is a gift. And that's my special talent. Encouraging talent. Have you ever considered a career in sorcery?
Not really.
I shall tutor you privately and take no other students. What? Oh, many years I have waited for a gift like yours to appear. Why, I predict the wizard couldn't make you his. Magic Grand Vizier, the wizard. My dear, I'll write at once to the wizard. Tell him of you in advance. With a talent like yours, dear, there is a definite chance if you work as you should. You'll be making good.
Madame Marble?
Not now, dear.
Something's wrong. I didn't get my my wedding. I need to lie down.
Did that really just happen? Have I actually understood? This weird quirk I've tried to suppress or hide is a talent that could help me meet the wizard if I made good. So I'll make good. When I meet the wizard, once I prove my worth, and then I meet the wizard. What I've waited for since pronunciation of your precious name is not the sole focus of Dr. Dillman's life. And maybe he's not like every other professor. Maybe some of us are different.
Well, it seems the artichoke is steamed.
Miss Elphaba has a point. Doubtless you've noticed I am the sole animal on the faculty. The token goat. But it wasn't always this way. Oh, dear students, how I wish you could have known this place as it once was, when one would walk these halls and hear an antelope explicating a sonnet, a snow leopard solving an equation, a wildebeest waxing philosophic. Can you see, students, what's being lost? How our dear Oz is becoming less and less, well, colorful. Now, what set this into motion?
From what I've read, it began with the Great Drought.
Precisely. Food grew scarce. People grew hungrier and angrier, and the question became, whom can we blame? Can anyone tell me what is meant by the term scapegoat? Someone besides Miss Elphaba. Yes, Miss Linda.
It's Linda, with a G. And I don't see why you can't just teach us history, instead of always harping on the past.
Well, perhaps these questions that I have prepared will enable you to... Who is responsible for this? I'm waiting for an answer. Very well. That will be all for today. You heard me. Class dismissed.
You go ahead, Miss. Animals should be seen and not heard.
Miss Elphaba, don't worry about me. Go and join your friends.
Well, that's all right. I have no friends. Would you like to share my lunch?
Oh, thank you. How kind. I seem to have lost my appetite.
You shouldn't let ignorant statements like that bother you. I mean, I always do, but you shouldn't.
Miss Elphaba, if only it were just a matter of some words on a chalkboard. But the things one hears these days, dreadful things. Miss Elphaba, I've heard that Oxon, Professor from Fox, no longer permitted to teach, has lost all powers of speech. What? Yes, and an owl in Munchkin Rock, a vicar with a thriving flock forbidden to preach. Now here we can screech. Only rumors, but still we not to give pause to anyone with pause. Something bad is happening in Mars.
Something bad happening in us.
Under the surface, behind the scenes, something bad. Bad?
Dr. Dillman, are you all right? Shall I fetch you a glass of water?
I don't know what came over me.
So you're saying that all these animals have somehow forgotten how to speak? How is that possible?
They say the fear, the strain. Perhaps they just get discouraged.
I heard there was some sort of disturbance in class. Are you all right, Doctor? Miss Elphaba, you're still here. I would have thought you would have been on your way to my seminar by now.
Yes, Madam, ordinarily I would be, but...
But I do hope I haven't misplaced my trust in you. Magic is a remunerating mistress. And if one has ambitions to meet the wizard, well, I'm sure Dr. Dillamont sees my point.
I better go. Dr. Gentleman, if something bad is happening to the animals, someone's got to go to the wizard for help. Because once he knows about this, he'll make it right. That's why we have a wizard, to keep Oz wonderful. So nothing bad.
I hope you're right.
Nothing more than bad.
Nothing truly bad.
I'm sorry.
Bad.
Could really happen here in
Excuse my language.
Miss Glinda, remember me?
Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Meg.
Fuck. You know, back in Munchkinland, we have a saying. When two people are well suited.
Don't tell me you're a munchkin.
Would it make a difference?
Aren't you extremely tall?
Well, I don't like to brag.
Here we are, sir! Shiz University!
What? Already? Oh, what a shame. Well, see you soon, Emmerich. Don't worry, I won't last any longer at this school than I did at any of the others.
Do you realize who that is?
Touching me.
It's Fiero Tigalar, that winky prince whose reputation is so scandalous. Were you looking for something or someone?
Yes, some sort of history class somewhere?
Yeah, that's the history building right over there. We were.
That class just ended.
Oh, perfect timing. So, what does one do for fun around here?
Nothing. Until now.
Yes, we've been studying.
What? Well, I see that once again the responsibility to corrupt my fellow students falls to me. Fortunately, I'm up to the task. The trouble with schools is they always try to teach the wrong lesson. Believe me, I've been kicked out of enough of them to know. They want you to become less callow, less shallow. But I say, why invite stressing? Stop studying strife and learn to live the unexamined life. Dancing through life, skimming the surface, gliding where turf is smooth. Life is painless for the brainless. Why think too hard when it's so soothing? Dancing through life, no need to tough it when you can slough it off as I do. Nothing matters, knowing nothing matters. It's just life, so keep dancing. Dancing through life, skimming the surface, gliding where turf is smooth. Life is fraughtless when you're thoughtless. Why think too hard when it's so soothing? Dancing through life, mindless and careless, hardly awareless, worry right. Woes are fleeting, blows are glancing, and you're dancing. So, what's the most swankified place in town?
That would be the Ozdeath Ballroom.
Sounds perfect. Let's go down to the Ozdeath Ballroom. We'll meet there later tonight. We can dance till it's light. Find the prettiest girl. Give her a whirl. Right on down to the Ozdeath Ballroom. Come on, follow me. You'll be happy to be there. Dancing through life. Because nothing what we gonna do. Nothing matters, but nothing
you'll save at least one dance for me. I'll be waiting right there, right by your side, waiting all night.
Oh, how very kind. Do you know what would be even kinder? See that tragically beautiful girl, the one in the chair. It seems so unfair. We should go on a spree, and not she. Gee, I know someone would be my hero if that someone were to go invite her.
I could invite her.
Oh, Vic, really? You would do that for me?
I would do anything for you, Miss Galinda. Excuse me, Miss Nessa Rose. I have something I'd like to ask you.
You're good.
I don't know what you mean. But I do happen to be free tonight, so...
So I'll be picking you up around 8.
After all. Now that we've met one another, it's clear we deserve each other. You're perfect.
You're perfect, so we're perfect together. Born to be forever.
It's absurd. The silly rich boy appears and everyone's out to worship him at some cultish social gathering. Even me. I'm going. Isn't it wonderful? Bach was too shy to ask me at first, but once Galinda encouraged her. No, don't. Don't you dare say another word against her. I'm about to have the first happy night of my life, thanks to Galinda. Finally, for this one night, I'm about to have a fun night with this munchkin boy Galinda found for me. And I only wish there were something I could do for her to repay her. Elf of the sea, we deserve each other, and Galinda, have to come true. We deserve each other, me and Bach. Please, Elphaba, try to understand. I do.
Now, Jimmy up. Oh, good. Now I just surprise myself for Piero. Belinda, what in God's name? Just pretend you didn't see that. My granny's always giving me the most hideous hats. I give it away, but I don't pay anyone that much.
Yes, you do.
Oh, no. I couldn't, could I?
Galinda, listen. Nessa and I were talking about you just now.
And I was just talking about you. I thought you might want to wear this to the party tonight. It's really sharp. So is your face. You don't laugh. Is this your face? You deserve each other. Just having you. You're both so smart. We deserve each other. So here
does is that?
My roommate, please don't stare.
How can you help it? Well, I'll say this much for her. She doesn't give a tweet what anyone else thinks.
Of course she does. She just pretends not to. I feel awful.
It's not like it's your fault.
Excuse me. May I cut in? Your very first party ever?
Do funerals count?
It's your very first party! I know. Let's tell each other something we've never told anyone. I'll go first. Fierro and I are going to be married.
He's asked you already?
No, he doesn't know yet. Now, you tell me a secret.
Like what?
Like, why do you sleep with this funny little green bottle under your pillow?
Give that back.
Come on, just tell me.
It was my mother's! That's all.
It's not fair. I told you a really good one.
My father hates me. No, that's not the secret. The secret is he has a good reason. It's my fault.
What? What it is?
My sister is the way she is. You see, when our mother was carrying Nessie, father began to worry that the new baby might come out green. He was so worried that he made our mother chew milk flowers day and night. Only it made Nessie come too soon. Their little legs all tangled. And our mother never woke up. None of which would ever have happened. Not for me.
But that was the milk flower's fault, not yours. That may be your secret, Alphaba, but it doesn't make it true. Oh, look, it's tomorrow. And Elfie, is it alright if I call you Elfie?
Well, it's a little perky.
And you can call me Belinda. teach you the proper ploys when you talk to boys, little ways to flirt and flout. I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix that hair, everything that really counts to be popular. I'll help you be popular. You'll hang with our right cohort, you'll be good at sports, know the slang you've got to know. So let's start, cause you've got an awfully long way to go. Don't be offended by my brain analysis. Think of it as personality dialysis. Now that I've chosen to become a politics or an advisor, there's nobody wiser. Not when it comes to popular. I know about popular. And with an assist from me to be who you'll be, instead of careering who you were, well, are. There's nothing that can stop you from becoming popular. We're gonna make you popular. When I see depressing creatures with unprepossessing features, I remind them on their own behalf to think of celebrated heads of state or especially great communicators. Did they have brains or knowledge to make me laugh? And you're popular. Wait, it's all about popular. It's not about aptitude. It's the way you're viewed. So it's very shrewd to be very, very popular. Like me.
This is never going to work.
Alfie, you mustn't say that anymore. Your whole life will change. And all because of me. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to toss your hair. Flip, flip. You gotta flip. You gotta flip, flip. Okay, we'll practice. Now I will transform your simple frock into a beautiful ball gown. Ball gown. Ball gown. Is this thing on?
Do you want me to try?
I got it. I'll just wear the frock. It's pretty. Now for the finishing touch. Oh, pink goes good with green. On the sofa. Look at you. You're beautiful.
I have to go.
You're welcome. Though you protest your disinterest, I know that rest on me. You're gone and written that you found popularity. You'll be popular, just not quite as popular as me.
What?
Nothing, nothing. It's just, you've been Galindified. You don't have to do that, you know.
All right, take your seats, class. I have something to say and very little time. My dear students, this is my last day here at Shiz. I am no longer permitted to teach.
What?
Please, Miss Elphaba, I want to thank you all for sharing with me your enthusiasm, your essays, however feebly structured, and even, on occasion, your lunch.
Oh, Doctor, I am so dreadfully sorry. Madam, you can't permit this.
Miss Elphaba, don't worry about me. They can take away my job, but I shall continue speaking out.
Come on, goat.
Then I'm telling you the whole story. Remember that, class.
Excuse me,
every corner of our great Oz, one hears the silence of progress. For example, this is called a cave. Now you'll be seeing more and more of them in the near future. This remarkable innovation is actually for the animal's own good. And
For his own good. Why is he trembling?
oh, he's excited to be here, that's all. Now, as I was saying, one of the benefits of caging a lion cub this young is that he will never, in fact, learn how to speak.
Oh no.
That's right. Come closer.
Can you imagine a world where animals are kept in cages and they never speak?
Now, he may seem a bit agitated, but that's easily remedied. We
Well, somebody has to... Do something!
What's happening?
I don't know, I got mad and then...
All right, just don't move. And don't get mad at me. Well, you coming?
Careful!
What?
Don't shake him.
I'm not.
We can't just let him loose anywhere. You know, we have to find someplace safe.
I realize that. What, you think that I am really stupid, don't you?
No, not really, stupid.
Why is it every time I see you, you're causing some sort of commotion?
I don't cause commotions. I am one.
That's for sure.
Oh, so you think I should just keep my mouth shut? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm
Do
saying...
you not want to be this way? Do you think I want to care this much? Do you think I don't know
All I meant-
how much easier my life would be if I didn't?
Do you ever let anyone else talk?
Oh, sorry. Well, can I just say one more thing? You could have walked away back there.
So?
So, no matter how shallow and self-absorbed you pretend to be.
Excuse me, there's no pretense here. I happen to be genuinely self-absorbed and deeply shallow.
No, you're not. Or you wouldn't be so unhappy.
I know. All right, fine. Look, you don't want my help?
No, I do. His heart is pounding. I didn't mean to frighten him.
Yeah, what did you mean to do? Why was I the only one you didn't do it to?
You're bleeding.
I am?
It must have scratched you.
Yeah. Or maybe it scratched me or something. I better get to safety. I mean the cub.
Yes, of course.
Get the cub to safety.
Fear. Hands touch, eyes meet. Sudden silence, sudden heat. Hearts leap in a giddy world. He could be that boy.
one door closes, another one opens. I don't know what to say. Oh, madam, how can I ever thank you? Oh, careful. Mustn't your wet. Oh, good. I know. Oh, delusion. Magic weather is my specialty. Oh, speed, my dear. I know you'll make me proud.
So, at last I'll meet the wizard. And thank God it's now because I can tell him about Dr. Dillamon and something bad happening in Oz when we are making good, Wizard and I.
On board!
And remember, eye contact. And don't be afraid to tell him how wonderful he is. Wizards love that. Oh, and be yourself. Well, within reason.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I know Father will be too. We're all proud, aren't we?
Will you be all right without me?
She'll be fine. Dick will keep her company. Won't you, Dick?
It's Bach. And I can't do this anymore.
Oh,
Nessa, maybe he just isn't the right one for you.
no. He's the one. It's me that's not right. Don't worry about me, Alphabet. I'll be fine. Safe journey.
Nessa, wait.
See, let her go. She'll have to manage without you. We all will.
Oh, you'll barely notice I'm gone. You have Fierro. Where is he anyway? Not that I expected him to say goodbye to me. We barely know each other.
I don't know him either. Not anymore. He's distant and moonified. He's been thinking. Which really worries me. It all started that day Dr. Dillamon got fired. I never knew how much he cared about that old goat. Oh, there he is. Oh, he did come. Piero, over here, dearest one.
Alphaba, happy for you.
Oh, yes, we are both so happy.
Listen, I've been thinking
Yes, I heard.
about that lion cub and everything. I think about that day a lot.
So do I.
Me too. Oh, I think about it constantly. Poor Dr. Dillamon. It makes one want to take a stand. In fact, I've been thinking of changing my name.
Sorry, your name?
Well, yes, since Dr. Dillamon had his own way of pronouncing my name in solidarity and to express my outrage, I will henceforward be known no longer as the Linda, but simply Glinda.
Well, that's very admirable of you. Linda,
Piero,
Alphaba, good luck.
there, you see?
Glinda, don't.
It's Glinda now. Stupid idea. I don't even know if I can say it.
Oh, it doesn't matter what your name is. Everyone loves
I
you.
don't care. I want him. This must be what other people feel like. How do they bear it?
Come with me
Where?
to the Emerald City.
sharing one wonderful bond.
The wizard will see you now.
Oh, is that you, Elphaba? I didn't realize. Hope I didn't startle you. It's so hard to make out people's faces when I'm back there. So, let's see. Which is which? No pun intended. Elphaba. A pleasure, Elphaba. And you must be...
The duh is silent.
I know. It's a bit much, isn't it? But people expect this sort of thing. You have to give people what they want. Truth is, I hardly ever let people meet the real me, but this being a special occasion. So, how are you, young lady?
Everything's been just perfect, Your Friendliness.
And you, Elphaba. Well, no, don't be shy. Remember, I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like anyone else.
I'm so happy to meet you.
Oh, that's good. Because that's what I love best. Making people happy.
Yes, because I know that you're Osmus. That's why I'm here. We're here to alert you to something bad that's happening.
Please. I'm the Wizard of Oz. I already know why you've come.
Ooh.
Of course, you must prove yourself first. For instance, I keep hearing about all these powers you're supposed to have, but unless I witness them firsthand.
Well, remember, I'm just learning.
Oh, come now, Elphaba. Mustn't hide your light under a cushion.
Madam Marble.
I believe you're well acquainted with my new press secretary.
Press secretary. Oh, yes, dear. He's not risen up in the boat. You'll find the wizard is a very generous man. If you do something for him, he'll do much for you.
I can't help it. It's just the way I am. I am a sentimental man who always longed to be a father. That's why I do the best I can to treat each citizen of Oz as son or daughter. So, Elphaba, I'd like to raise you high, 'cause I know everyone deserves the chance to fly. And helping you with your ascent allows me to feel so parental. For I am a sentimental man. So, let's make some magic. Chistery the book. One of my monkey servants, Chistery.
Hello? I don't believe it. Is that the Grimoire?
The ancient book of fortune and enchantments.
Can I touch it?
Oh, funny writing. Oh, it's a lost language. The lost language of spells.
It's a kind of recipe book change.
But what do you want me to do?
Just some sort of gesture, mostly for show. Something to test your adeptness. I know. Chistery watches the birds so longingly every morning. Perhaps a levitation spell.
Now, don't be discouraged if you can't decipher it, dearie. I myself can only read a spell or two, and that took years and years. Oh, merciful.
Oh, Chistery, what an experience you're about to have. It touches my heart. It truly does. Since once I had my own day in the sky, I know everyone deserves a chance to fly.
What is it? What is it? Is something wrong? Yes, just the transition, dearie. Chistery, are you all right? What? Why can't he answer me?
Gloriosky.
Florence, you actually...
No, he's in pain. Quick, how do I reverse it? You can't. What? You can't reverse the spell. Spells are unreversible. I knew it. I knew she had the power. I told you.
You climb up this.
You too, dearie. You benefit too.
And this is only the beginning. Talk about proving your worth. Look! If this is what you can do first time out, sky's the limit.
Such wingspan. Oh, won't they make perfect spies? Spies?
Oh, you're right. That's a harsh word. What about scouts? That's what they'll be. Really, they'll just fly around Oz and report any subversive animal activity.
It's you. You're behind it all.
Well, I am Oz, the great and terrible. Who else could it be? Help above. When I first got here, there was discord and discontent. And where I come from, the best way to bring folks together is to give them a really good enemy.
You can't read this book at all. Can you? That's why you need an enemy. And spies. And cages. You have no real power.
Exactly. That's why I need you. Don't you see? The world's your oyster now. You have so many opportunities ahead of you. You both do.
Oh, thank you. Your Osmos.
The two of you, it's time I raised you high. Yes, the time has come for you
not. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Listen to me. Just say you're sorry before it's too late. You can still be with the wizard, what you've worked and waited for. You can have all you ever wanted.
But I don't want it. No. I can't want it anymore. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can pull me down.
Can't I make you understand? You're having delusions of grandeur.
I'm for accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, is that love? It comes at much too high a cost. I cannot ride defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I defying gravity, and you can pull me down.
Open this door in the name of the Supreme Office.
What are you doing? Stop it! That's what started all this in the first place. That hideous levitation spell. Stop! Well, where are your wings? Maybe you're not as powerful as you think you are. Sweet Oz.
I told you, Glinda. Didn't I tell you?
Bash it in! Fetch the battering ramekin!
Quick, get on. Think of
so empty-headed they'll believe anything.
Excuse us, just a tick-tock.
Oh, I can't stand here grinning, pretending to go along with all of this.
Harold, do you think I like hearing them say those awful things about her? I hate
Then
it.
what are we doing here? Let's go! Let's get out of here!
I can't leave now. Not when people are looking to me to raise their spirits.
You can't leave because you can't resist this. And that is the truth.
Maybe I can't. Is that so wrong? Who could?
You know who could. And who has.
Fiera. I miss her too. But we can't just stop living. No one has searched harder for her than you. Don't you see? She doesn't want to be found. You have to face it.
You're right. You're right. And look, if it'll make you happy, of course I'll marry you.
But it'll make you happy too, right?
You know me. I'm always happy.
Piero! Thanks, plenty, dearest. He's gone to fetch me a refreshment. He's so thoughtful that way. That's why I couldn't be happier. No, I couldn't be happier. Though it is, I admit, the tiniest bit of my I anticipated. But I couldn't be happier. Simply couldn't be happier. Well, simply 'cause getting your dreams, it's strange, it seems a little, well, complicated. There's a kind of a sort of cost. There's a couple of things get lost. There are bridges you cross you didn't know you crossed until you crossed. And if that joy, that thrill, doesn't thrill like you think it will, still, with this perfect finale, the cheers in the valley, who wouldn't be happier? So I couldn't be happier, because happy is what happens when all your dreams come true. Well, isn't it? Happy is what happens when your dreams come. We love you, we love you, we make it so bright. Thank goodness for all this joy we know who we got today. Thank goodness.
Family's so wisdom.
Linda and Beyonce. Couldn't be prettier. She couldn't be lovelier. We couldn't be luckier. I couldn't be happier. Thank goodness. Today.
Will there be anything else, madam?
I've asked you to call me Nessa Rose, remember?
Yes, madam.
Oh,
Well, it seems the beautiful get more beautiful. While the green just get greener. I'm sorry, did I scare you? Seem to have that effect on me. It's good to see you.
what are you doing here?
Never thought I'd hear myself say this, but I need Father's help. I need him to stand with me.
That's impossible.
No, it's not. Not if you ask him. He'll do it for you, Nessa. You know he's dead. What? He's dead.
I'm the governor now. Well, what did you expect? After he learned what you'd done, how you disgraced us, he died of shame. Embarrassed to death. Good. I'm glad. It's better. That's a wicked thing to say. No, it's true. Because now it's just us. You can help me, and together we can... Shut up! First of all, I can't harbor a fugitive. I'm an unelected official. Why should I help you? You fly around Oz trying to rescue animals you've never even met. And not once have you ever thought to use your powers to rescue me. All of my life I've depended on you. How do you think that feels? All of my life I've depended on you and this hideous chair with wheels, scrounging for scraps of pity to pick up, and longing to kick up my heels. There isn't a spell for everything. The power is mysterious. It's not like cobbling up a pair of... Wait. What are you doing? What does that mean? Oh, my shoes! It feels like they're on fire! What have you done to my shoes? No, don't help me.
go. I have to find some way to clear my name.
Don't leave me.
Nessa, I have done everything I could for you, and it hasn't been enough. And nothing ever will be.
Elphaba. Wait! Elphaba!
Where am I? What happened?
Nothing. You just fell asleep and...
What is it? What's wrong?
It wasn't me! It was her! I tried to... Oh! It was Elphaba! It was
I knew you'd be back.
Well, you're the omniscient one.
I may not be omniscient, but I know you.
You don't know the first thing about me.
Oh, listen, you've been lucky so far. Haven't you wondered why I haven't used my powers against you?
I thought maybe because underneath it all you kind of liked me.
Look, I've tried not to harm anyone, but I'm starting to get angry, and I can't be held responsible for what I might do if you don't tell people the truth.
I knew you'd never hurt anyone. You love Oz too much.
Well, there's no place like home.
I love it too. See? That's one thing we have in common. Of course, it has been lonely for me here. Maybe for you too.
Maybe I like being lonely.
I don't think you do. Elphaba, you've been so strong through all this. Aren't you tired of being the strong one? Would you like someone to take care of you? Let me take care of you. Please. Can't we start again?
How? Turn back the clocks? How? How do I go back to that time when I believed in you? In some magic father who would drop down from the sky and make everything all better. No one believed in you more than I did.
Oh, Elphaba, I never asked for this or planned it in advance. I was merely blown here by the wind's chance. I never saw myself as a Solomon or Socrates. I knew who I was, one of you dime a dozen mediocrities. Then suddenly I'm here, respected, worshipped even, just because the folks in Oz needed someone to believe in. Does it surprise you I got hooked, and all too soon? What can I say? I got carried away, and not just by balloon. Wonderful, they called me wonderful. So I said, wonderful, if you insist. I will be wonderful. And they said, wonderful. Believe me, it's hard to resist, 'cause it feels wonderful. They think I'm wonderful. Hey, look who's wonderful. This corn-fed hick who said it might
give the citizens of Oz everything.
So you lied to them?
Only verbally. Besides, they were the lies they wanted to hear. Elphaba, where I'm from, we believe all sorts of things that aren't true. We call it history. A man's called the traitor, or liberator. A rich man's a thief, or philanthropist. Is one a crusader, or ruthless invader? It's all in which label is able to persist. There are precious few at ease with moral ambiguities, so we act as though they don't exist. They call me wonderful, so I am wonderful. If it's become the truth, am I to blame? They wanted wonderful, so I am wonderful. In fact, it's so much who I am, it's part of my name. And with my help, you can be the same. At long, long last, receive your due, dawn overdue. Elphaba, the most celebrated of the rehabilitated. There'll be such a whoop-de-doo, a celebration throughout Oz that's all to do with you. Wonderful, we'll call you wonderful.
It's so wonderful.
Trust me, it's fun when you are wonderful. Won't it be wonderful? Wonderful, wonderful. 1, 2, hey!
I'll accept your proposition
Wonderful.
on one condition.
Yes?
You set those monkeys free.
Done!
You're under the blanket. Get
No.
up. Get. No, it can't be. Dr. Dillamond.
Let him continue speaking out.
Dr. Dillamond, are you all right? No, don't be afraid. It's me. It's Elphaba. Don't you remember me? Can't you speak? You and I have nothing in common. I am nothing like you, and I never will be, and I will fight you till the day I die!
You are my jobless!
You!
I don't believe it.
Here, I think Osmond...
Silence, witch!
There's a goat on the land, sir.
Never mind all that. Just fetch me some water. Water, sir? You heard me as much as you can carry.
Yes, sir.
know the truth about the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Elphaba, find Illiman later. Now get out of here.
Here, you frightened me. I thought you might have changed.
I have changed.
What's going on? Elfie! Oh, thank God you're alive! Only you shouldn't have come. If anyone discovers you...
Linda, you better go.
Zero, what do you mean?
Please just go back to the ball.
Your Osmus. He means no disrespectation. Please understand. We all went to school together.
Elphaba!
Yeah. Have you misplaced your mind? What are you doing?
I'm going with her.
What?
What?
What are you saying? That all this time? The two of you, behind my back.
No, it wasn't like that.
Well, it was. But it wasn't. Look, let's go. Let's go!
I know!
You deserve each other.
Here. Have a swig of this. Dulls the pain.
No, thank you.
Is it true? You're the truth that has brought her into custody.
I'm afraid our new captain of the guard had other plans.
You mean she hasn't been captured?
Quite the opposite. And considering how well she eluded us last time.
We must flat her out, force her to show herself.
But how?
Your sister.
What? What did she say?
Use her sister. Spread a rumor. Make her think her sister is in trouble and she will fly to her side. And you'll have her.
Exactly so.
And now, if your Osmus will excuse me, I have a slight headache. I think I'll lie down.
Yeah, well, a rumor won't do it. Elphaba's too smart.
Far too smart.
Perhaps a change in the weather.
Don't wish. Don't start. Wishing only leaves the heart.
What is it?
It's just, for the first time, I feel wicked. I just wish
What?
I wish I could be beautiful for you.
Elphaba!
Don't tell me that I am. You don't have to lie.
It's not lying. It's looking at things another way. Someday you and Glinda will make up and
Shh. Listen. Did you hear that? Sounds like somebody's in pain.
it's just the wind.
My sister is in danger.
What? How do you know?
I don't know. I just.
Elphaba, what's wrong? What is it?
There. Don't you see it?
What do you mean? What do you see?
It doesn't make any sense. It's a house, but it's flying through the sky. I have to go to Nessa.
Come with you.
No, you mustn't. It's too dangerous.
Listen to me. Listen. My family has a castle in Kiyamako. Now, no one is ever there except the sentries who watch over it. We've never lived in it.
Where do you live?
Oh, the other castle.
Oh, of course.
It's the perfect hiding place. Tunnels, secret passageways, you'll be safe there.
We will see each other again, won't we?
Elphaba, we are going to be together always. But you can see houses flying through the sky. Can't you see that?
Move along now. There's nothing to see here. Oh, Nessa.
What a touching display of grief.
I don't think we have anything further to say to one another.
I wanted something to remember her by, and all that was left of her were those shoes. And now that wretched little farm girl has walked off with them. I would appreciate some time alone to say goodbye to my sister. Nessa, please, please forgive me.
Elfie. Oh, it's
wasn't, I'm sure he'd still take credit for it.
Yes, well, a lot of us are taking things that don't belong to us, aren't we?
You just wait. The clock tick. I know it may be difficult for that blissful blonde brain of yours to comprehend that someone like him could actually choose someone like me. But it's happening. It's real. And you can wave that ridiculous wand all you want. You can't change it. He never belonged to you. He doesn't love you, and he never did. He loves me. Oh, feel better now?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Attention! All in the name of the wizard!
Stop! Let me go.
Oh, I almost had
Ha!
Sorry it took me so long to get here, miss.
What do you mean?
I can't believe you would sink this low. To use my sister's death as a trap to capture me.
Oh, I never meant for that to happen.
Let the green girl go.
You're a how and how.
I said let her go. Or explain to all odds how the wizard's guards watched while Glinda the Good was slain.
Carol, no.
Let her go. Alba, go. Now.
No, not without you.
Pierre, please don't.
Hush! Now! Go!
Do it!
Seize him!
Oh, wait, what are you doing? Stop it! In the name of goodness, stop! Don't you see? He was never going to harm me. He just... He loves her.
Glinda, I'm so sorry. Take him out to that field there.
No, wait.
Put him up on those poles till he tells us where the witch went.
No, don't hurt him. Please don't hurt him. Pierre!
Let his flesh not be torn, let his blood leave no stain. Though they beat him, let him feel no I'm wicked through and through since I cannot succeed. Fear of seeing you, I promise nobody what I attempt to do again. No good deed will I do again.
And this is more than just a service to the wizard. I have a personal score to settle with the witch! It's due to her I may obtain her spell, may this occur. So for once I'm glad I'm heartless. I'll be heartless killing her. Yes, and I'm not the only one. Come on. Oh, come on, you. Come on. Tell them what she did to you in class that day. Now how you were just a little cub and she kidnapped you. You see the line also has a grievance to repay. If she let him fight his own battles when he was young, he wouldn't be a coward today.
Oh, that's not the way it happened. Madam, we've got to stop this. It's gone too far.
Oh, I think Elphaba can take care of herself.
But Madam, something's been troubling me. About Mr. Rose and that cyclone.
Perhaps it was just her time.
Was it? Or did you?
Now you listen to me, Missy. The rest of us may have fallen for this anti-good routine, but I know better. You wanted this from the beginning. Now you're getting what you wanted. So smile and wave and shout up. Good fortune, good fortune, return. Wickedness must be punished. Brave with hunters are joined by good, because wickedness must be punished. Punished, punished.
Oh, for God's sake, stop crying. Can't listen to it anymore. You want to see your Aunt Em and your Uncle what's his name again? Then get those shoes off your feet. Silly little brat. Takes a dead woman's shoes. Must have been raised in a barn. What's history? There you are, right there. History, please. Please, if you don't at least try to keep speaking, you will never go away.
They're coming for
Go
you.
away!
Let the little girl go. And that poor little dog, Dodo. Alpha, I know you don't want to hear this, but somebody has to say it. You are out of control. I mean, come on. They're just shoes. Let it go. Alpha, but you can't go on like this.
I can do anything I want. I am the wicked witch of the West. At last! What took you so long? What's this? Why are you bothering me?
found here, you must go. You must, please.
Well, tell them. I'll tell everyone the truth.
No, they'll only turn against you.
I don't care.
Well, I do. Promise me you won't try to clear my name.
No, Elsie.
Promise.
All right, I promise. But I don't understand.
I'm limited. Just look at me. I'm limited. And just look at you. You can do all I never could, Glinda.
Glinda.
Well, I don't know why you're so despondent. I thought it went quite well. They seem thrilled to shreds with their brains and their hearts and their... Oh, Glinda, I thought you'd be out festivating.
This was Elphaba's.
What?
What's that you say?
As a keepsake. It was her mother. She told me so herself. I've only seen a little green bottle like this one other time, and it was right here in this room. You offered me a drink from it.
This belonged to her mother? Oh, my Lord. I am a sentimental man who always loved a father.
So that was it. That's why she had such powers. She was a child of both worlds.
I want you to leave Oz. I will make the pronouncement myself. That the strains of wizardship have been too much, and you are taking an indefinite leave of absence. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, Your goodness.
You better go get your balloon ready.
Guards! Lydia, I know we've had our minuscule differentiations in the past. However,
Madam, have you ever considered how you fare in captivity?
What?
Captivity. Prison. Personally, I don't think you'll hold up very well. My personal opinion is that you do not have what it takes. I hope you prove me wrong. I doubt you will. Take her away!
It worked!
Sierra?
I never get it.
Go ahead, touch. I don't mind. You did the best you could. You saved my life.
You're so beautiful.
You don't have to lie to me.
It's not lying. It's looking at things another way.
Fellow Ozians, friends, we've been through a frightening time, and there will be other times and other things that frighten us. If you'll let me, I'd like to try to help. I'd like to try to be Glinda the Good.
It's time to go.
You can never come back to us, can we?
No.
Hey, I only wish
What?
that Glinda could know that we're alive.
She can't know. Not if we want to be safe. No one can ever know. Come.